disclaimer, I recorded this video back in January, so please don't mind the outdated things I say. Thanks. Before you say anything, yes, I know it's not Halloween anymore. As a matter of fact, at the time I'm recording this, it's New Year's Day. First video 2024!
No. This isn't my first video of 2024.
Thanksgiving and Christmas have already passed, and yet I'm over here making a video about Halloween. So, you're just gonna have to deal with that, alright? I don't want to see anybody going down in the comments typing, "Hey, Halloween's over, loser!" No. Here's what happened, alright? I was planning on uploading this video on Halloween, but you know that FNAF movie video I uploaded a few days ago? I was still working on that. It took me 2 months to finish editing it because, like I said in that same video, I can be quite lazy. Anyway, welcome to the video, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about what I dress up as for Halloween. Now, me and my family, we never really cared for Halloween that much. We usually would just glance at it from afar and watched as everybody else put up 1,000 skeletons and pumpkins around their house, while we did not. And instead of all the spooky and instead of all the spooky, scary things that surround it, I personally see Halloween as a national dress-up day, where you can dress up as mostly anything you want. Like that one line from Mean Girls. So yeah, pretty much the only way I celebrate it is by making costumes and dressing up as random characters. And I have a short history of doing this. For example, in 2022, I dressed up as a Minecraft skeleton. And the year before that, Kurt Cobain. Yes, I love vodka. Lots of variety, I know. But before all of that, there was my first Halloween costume. Now here's what you gotta understand about this costume, alright? I made it in the absolutely terrible year of 2020, when the pandemic was still in its prime, and when everything was basically going to hell. Nobody could go outside without standing 6 feet apart from each other. So, like the desperate, easily bored entities we are, we found other ways to entertain ourselves. And we did so via the internet. You know, we talked to our friends on Discord, we watched our favorite YouTubers, scrolled through TikTok multiple hours a day. But you know what else we did? We played lots and lots of video games. I want to talk about one specific video game that was incredibly popular during this time. Among Us. If you've been living under a rock and don't know that game, let me explain. Among Us is an online multiplayer game that is basically a whodunit murder mystery type of game where people play as crewmates that have to complete different tasks around the map. However, there are 2 people that get chosen to be the imposters, which means that they have to kill everybody else, or the crewmates. And what did I want to dress up as for Halloween in 2020? The cyan-colored crewmate from Among Us. So of course I did so, and took absolutely no pictures of myself. I still don't know why. Unfortunately, because of that, I cannot find any old pictures of that costume. So what I did instead was just edit together multiple pictures to form a single visual that will show you all what it looked like. Here it is. Take a good look at the contents of this image. Look at the costume. Now, tell me, do you think of Among Us? Or do you think of a quirky anime character from One Piece? Sorry, I don't want to be too harsh towards my younger self, but this costume, it was a little basic. Like, if someone were to see this costume in public, they probably wouldn't think of Among Us immediately. I mean, maybe after, you know, deep, intense consideration about it. But it was more like I tried to be a part of the Wiggles, but then failed miserably. But come on guys, this was my first Halloween costume, so it's not perfect obviously, but I still could have done better on it. And that is what I was mainly thinking about when I was deciding on what to dress up as for Halloween last year in 2023. Why, you ask? Well, it's because I wanted to revisit that old costume and improve it. So in order to do this, I first had to prepare and think about what I could do to improve the costume. Of course, I asked my parents if they were alright with this, and basically they said, "Oh, sure, yeah, go ahead." Anyway, here are the specific things I was planning on adding to the costume. First of all, I was going to find the same wig that I wore back in 2020, because I was well aware of the fact that there is a possibility we still had that wig in our possession. Second, about the headpiece, when I was putting together the old costume, I actually got a piece of cardboard and some paint and just painted on it to replicate the face shield thing that the crewmates wear in Among Us.
I'm lame.
So accurate.
Okay, so today I'm gonna be making an Among Us cosplay. This is the first part. I got the mask here cut from cardboard. I actually went through heck when I was cutting it, but now I'm gonna paint it.
But here's the thing though, when I finished making it and I waited until Halloween to try and use it, I couldn't figure out how to use it. I remember talking with one of my friends about it, and I think they said to use glue or something, like just use glue, slap it onto my wig, and then just take the piece of cardboard and then just boom, put it on the wig, put on the glue. And at first I was, seriously considering doing that, but I don't think glue and synthetic hair would really, work together. If I were to actually apply glue onto my wig, I'm pretty sure I would have ruined it. So consequently, I never ended up finding another way to stick that little piece of cardboard onto my wig, and thus I didn't wear it for my costume on Halloween. I don't even think I even interacted with it on that day. However, this time, to truly improve the costume, I had to do what my past self failed to do. And lastly, third, about the outfit, I wanted to improve on this aspect a lot, because all I wore in the original outfit was just a basic cyan t-shirt with basic cyan shorts that didn't even fit me anymore. And originally what I was planning on doing was wearing another basic cyan t-shirt, but I would layer it with like a black thermal underneath, just to give it a little spice, And I would definitely not be wearing cyan shorts either like last time. I plan on wearing cyan pants, full-length pants, instead of just shorts. Also, I don't think I wore shoes in that original outfit, so I also plan on wearing blue Vans. And I know they're not cyan, but they are a shade of blue, which cyan is also, is also a shade of blue. The shade is just darker, but it's still blue nonetheless, right? So that's the first thing I ended up tackling. I tried finding some clothes for the Halloween costume while me and my family were out going shopping at Walmart. Okay, so we're here at the store recording some footage, and what I want to look for first is the clothing. So yeah, hopefully I can find some fitting clothes here. Okay, this part is still funny to me. I remember this quite well, actually. As I was doing that little camera swing thing, I think someone saw me, and when I looked back, that same someone was looking at me with a look that I interpreted as a look of confusion and bewilderment, and I just got so embarrassed. These people are probably like, what the hell is this guy doing? He's talking to himself on his phone and just like swinging it around. Because here's something very important that I think everybody should know about me. Alright? I am that socially awkward and an introvert to the point where if I ever get asked to give a speech at the presidential election or some other big social event where it involves a lot of people, I will have a heart attack. No doubt about it.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh,
What? Anyway, we started looking in the clothing aisle, and what did we find? Absolutely nothing. We cannot find any cyan t-shirts or cyan pants or whatever. So what I ended up doing instead was looking for clothes online. I searched through Amazon for hours and hours, and as you can see here, it was very hard work. This was the shirt I chose, and these are the pants I chose. And I was really keen on getting these pants because of the brand, Champion. And why is the Champion brand important? Well, you know, since I'm a champion, you guys should know by now. I've been doing YouTube for 4 years. How do I not have 10 million subscribers yet? No, but seriously, I chose this brand because of its logo. If you look closely, flip it around, and look at the first letter, it was really familiar. Among Us. And even better, the logo was on the pants. Oh, also, I wanted to get a backpack too, because if you look at the Among Us characters, it looks like they are wearing a backpack, even though I think they're actually wearing an oxygen tank or something. It was perfect. Until I showed my mom the clothes I had picked out, and she politely told me no. She didn't want to buy them because all of the prices of the clothes combined add up to a quite large amount. So, you know, since she didn't want to break the bank, I had to give up those clothes. However, you always gotta love whenever there's a however. Me and my mom, after that, we found an alternative piece of clothing, and this is it. It was a full body Among Us sign costume that was cheaper than all of the clothes I picked out earlier. So now that was over with, let's talk about the wig now. Remember when I said that I wanted to find the original wig I wore for my original Halloween costume? Well, actually after that Walmart trip with my family, I actually tried finding that wig in my house, and of course, I couldn't find it anywhere, and neither could my parents. And we looked everywhere for it. We looked in my closet, our old storage boxes, etc. But it was all for naught because we could not find it. And that caused us to buy another wig. But here's the thing, it was the same exact wig from the same brand, everything, that we had bought back then in 2020. Fortunately, my mom was able to look at our ordering history on Amazon, went back to 2020, and found the same wig she ordered me, and just ordered it again. And after about a week of waiting, it finally came. The day after I got the full body costume. Here is me trying it on. I cannot see a thing right now. I look like a madman right now. I look like one of those crazy mad scientists. So at this point, I pretty much had everything for the whole costume, except the headpiece. Since we still had the same paint that I used for the cardboard piece years ago, part of my original plan was to do the same thing this year. Until my mom had the genius idea of simply printing out a picture from the internet of the crewmate's face shield, putting tape on the back of it, and then putting it onto my wig. So then we did so. My mom printed out an image, I cut off all the extra white paper surrounding it, put tape, put my new wig on again, and then stuck the printed image onto the top. And it worked. I could finally give the costume a headpiece. Now I truly had everything and all the aspects of the costume ready and in my possession. Then after that, I tried on everything to see what the entire costume would look like. I kept my wig and headpiece on. I even put on some blue sunglasses, the full bodysuit, layered that with a black thermal shirt underneath, and ran into an unexpected issue. I had realized that the backpack that came with the full bodysuit wasn't sticking out enough. It was flat. It was flatter than the screens of both my computer monitors and my family's TV combined. So how did I come up with a solution for this like I did for everything else? Well, the backpack was actually a pouch that you could put stuff in. Because of this, I came to the conclusion that if I were to put something in it, it would fits that flatness. So then I just grabbed a bunch of pillowcases, shoved them all in the back in the pouch, and hoped that it would work. In which it did. Now I truly had everything ready and in my possession for the Halloween costume. Flash forward a few weeks later to Halloween, and this is my whole costume. Boo. Happy Halloween. We got the wig. We got the wig cap. Mask. Or actually, headpiece, not mask. And even, these sunglasses. And I thought these would be great because, they make you see life for what it truly is, you know? Nothing but sadness. Blue everywhere. Just kidding, by the way. I'm not like a pessimist or anything. I'm not. Alright, next up is clothes, of course. You guys want to see a cool transition? 1, 2, 3. Truly epic. Come on, get on my head, please. Get on my head. And then of course we have the mask here, which I'm just gonna gently apply. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Basically after that, we just went over to my grandparents' house to show them my costume. We took some pictures and hung out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Farewell.